Okay, proceed.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's really a privilege to be here to share my little experience with every viewers. And thanks AI Festival for this opportunity. I hope we're staying still. Uh, We hope this actually end very soon. So I have 10 minutes just to walk you through uh, the schedule I've been given to talk about. So I'll be talking about building a data science portfolio. And in the next couple of minutes, I hope you get one or two things out of this slide. So a little bit about me. My name is Opeyemi Fabiyi. I currently work as a data analytic consultant with Deloitte, where we offer data analytic, data science solutions to clients. All right. So my content, I'll be talking about why do you need a portfolio, like what the essence of a portfolio and what kind of portfolio should you be looking forward to building. And most importantly, after building the portfolio, how do you pitch yourself? Because it's very key. You should learn the act of pitching yourself. A couple of people don't know how to pitch themselves. You have the skills, you have the portfolio, you've worked on a couple of projects, you are a data ninja, as it were. You could use SQL, you could use Python, you could use machine learning, deep learning. But aside that, you need to learn how to pitch yourself out there. So straight into the first slide, why a portfolio? Why do I need a portfolio? What's fascinating about a portfolio? I think I have a skill. I've taken a couple of courses and the like. Does that not suffice to a portfolio? Now, but the truth is this: uh, relationship is built based on trust, and as a matter of fact, you need to build trust in the mind of recruiter or whoever wants to hire you. So, and that implies that first of all, your portfolio is the only option to build that trust in any recruiter without a relevant degree. Now, what do I mean? You are a graduate of philosophy, you are a graduate of agriculture, and you just don't have a non-STEM background. You don't have the science, technology, engineering, or mathematics background. And yes, this is data science, this is artificial intelligence, data analytics. You have flair for this field, but you don't have that background. Now, how do you want to convince a recruiter who has put out this vacancy that they need a data scientist or they need a data analyst, and they've specified that they want somebody from the STEM background? How do you want to convince the recruiter that yes, you are the right person for the job? That is where your portfolio comes from, come in place. So that means yes, you don't have that STEM background, but your portfolio will speak for you. Your portfolio will build that trust in your recruiter that okay, yes, even though this person does not have this STEM background, this person has been self-taught to actually be able to showcase that skills. So also in that line, aside the fact that it helps you build trust in any recruiter without you having a relevant degree, also it's also an evidence of your data science skills. And there's a quote from Gary. He said you've got to make your action back your ambition. So at the moment there's so much noise, there's so much buzzword around machine learning, artificial intelligence. If you go on LinkedIn, how do you scroll through your feeds and you see something about data analytics, you see something about data science, and it's even more difficult now for people to know who is really who. And that's why one way you can actually show, which is evident about your data science skill, that yeah, truly you know this thing, is through your portfolio. So two things I've talked about: your portfolio help you to build trust in any recruiter, and secondly, it is also an evidence of your data science skill. So you can tell somebody, yes, I'm good with Python, I understand machine learning, based on your portfolio. So next in the slide is what kind of portfolio should I build? Yes, truth be told, there are a lot of things you want to talk about. But you may want to ask, what is even a portfolio? A portfolio is just basically projects you've worked on that more or less showcase your skills, like I've said. But now, what kind of portfolio should you build? Most importantly, you should build a data science project around your interest. Now, it is very key you work on a project that you are fascinated about, because as much as possible, if you go for an interview, you will often be asked what kind of tell me about a project you've worked on. That's like a question you will never miss in any data science or data analyst interview. They want to know the kind of project you've worked on. And the best way you can convince and persuade any recruiter is if you work on an interesting project that you love. Now, you see that excitement when you're talking about that project. And that means you want to work on a project you are not fascinated about. You want to work on a project you won't love. Now, based on my interest, I've always wanted the financial space and all. So a couple of the projects I worked on were more of financial data. Talk about loan defaults, prediction, talk about attritions, and a couple of others. Now, those are things I enjoy. I love because that's my area of interest. So as much as possible, if I pick up data sets around that space such that when I'm explaining what I did in the project, you can understand what I did. You can see that vibe. You can see that connection between me loving the data set. So it's not just about just pick a project and do. It's you picking a project you are enthusiastic, you are energetic, that you love, that if I tell you, hey, okay, tell me a project that you've worked on, you can just pick it up and discuss the project that, yes, this is a project you've worked on, this is what you did, this is how you went about the project and the like. Now, second thing, aside building a project around your interest, you also want to build a project that showcases your other soft skills. Because truth be told, data science isn't all about technical skills. Yes, you need to have that technical skills of your statistical modeling. You need to have that technical skills and the like. But aside the technicality, there's also the need to build soft skills. And that implies that you want to build a project that will showcase your communication skills, that will showcase your problem solving, as well as a structured thinking. So you want to pick a project that would showcase all of this. So next on this slide is, what are the projects I can explore? So I've talked about why you need a portfolio. I've talked about the kind of portfolio you would consider building. You want to talk about a project that interests you. You want to talk about a project that display other soft skills like communication skills, like your problem solving, because your project should be able should come with a lot of thought process. That why do you have to use that algorithm? Why do you have to use that treatment? Why do you have to clean the data that way? Why do you have to use mean imputation instead of why do you have to use media imputation instead of mean? So those are things that comes with problem solving and thought process that definitely you probably have seen that, okay, there's an outline in the data, so definitely mean will not be a good imputation based on understand. So those are things that come with thought process. So next project to explore. Now you want to explore probably a data cleaning project, because obviously you will never get clean data. If there's one thing I've witnessed in my little experience in industry is that you will never get a real data that is clean. It can be very annoying. You get a lot of data set and you're like, what is this? A lot of missing information, a lot of disconnected data. And that is your role. That is your job. You just have to find a way to make sense out of it. So you might want to pick a data set just to test your data cleaning skills. And this will help showcase your ability to take disparate data set and make sense out of it. Now, Kaggle is there, DataGov is there. They have data set that are unstructured, data set that you can use that would really showcase your skills. The next thing is you want to talk about a data storytelling project. Now, that means you want to work on a project that would more or less persuade someone to your opinion. You are telling a story. So that means you want to pick a data set, take an instant COVID-19, which is the current pandemic. You want to tell a story of the history, probably, how we started, the trend, and likely thing that might happen. Now, that's you telling a story. And if that's your interest, probably if your interest is health data sets, you might want to do that. So what am I saying? A data story project basically displays your ability to be able to extract insight and persuade others. Because when you're telling a story, you are persuading others, you are communicating. And like I said, data science is not about the technicality. You should be able to communicate. You should be able to persuade somebody and say, yes, this is my insight, and this is what the data is saying. And the next thing is you want to talk about an end-to-end project. Now, I would often recommend an end-to-end project, but at least it's good you start from somewhere. Now, what is an end-to-end project? An end-to-end project is basically you starting from the scratch or picking the data set, doing a data cleaning, do your necessary EDA, exploratory data analysis, get necessary insights and pattern, down to you modeling the data to perform the necessary predictive analytics of machine learning. So this is really an end-to-end. And the last part is you want to probably write an article or a blog or something just to tell a story of all what you've done. So that is an end-to-end project, which would be interesting for someone to talk about. I guess you started from probably scraping the data from the internet just to gather the data because the data wasn't ready, wasn't available. So you had to source for data. Since the data was unstructured, you have to clean it, do necessary imputation before you perform your EDA to get your insights, then down to your modeling. Then you wrote a blog, or you just talk about it on Medium, or you talk about it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, just to share your insight about the data. And lastly, one project people also explore is data science competitions. Now, you have your Kaggle, you have your Zindi, you have your Analytic Video, and a couple of them. You also want to explore that. Now, one thing, yes, they often say that real-world data science is different from competitive data science. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, even though we know that competitive data science deals more about your accuracy, while real-world, you talk about explainability. Yes, it might not have the accuracy to be 100%. There is a pinpoint of interpretability. You must be able to interpret what the model is saying to the business, not necessarily about the accuracy, which competitive data science. But most importantly, data science competition will help you nurture your skills. It will help you build that skills. So that means if you have a good portfolio on Kaggle, say, or on Zindi, a recruiter understands that you have that technicality already. Even though, yes, you might need to build other skills, talk about teamwork, talk about the soft skills of communication, aside you having that technicality. But yes, data science competition are also a place you could also explore, build your portfolio, learn, because you are working with real data set. Organization put their data set out there with price tag, and that means you are working with real simulated data set. And I put a quote here. I said, as you learn more and improve yourself, your portfolio should also be updated. And that implies that you will definitely fail. It's the truth. You will fail, you go for interviews, you talk about that project to your recruiter, and look as though it doesn't make sense. Yet those are actually things, odds you will face. You will fail, so you should learn to deal with rejection. They are bound to happen. And as you learn to deal with those rejection, you keep improving. And that implies that I can remember I went before I got my current client for a data science interview, and they asked me some questions based on the project I talked about. Why did you not do this? Why did you not consider this instead of what you did? Well, it felt hurting because I got rejected. But at the same time, I learned that lesson and I updated it on that project. And definitely, I will never make such a mistake again. And that's why I said, as much as possible, keep learning, keep improving yourself, keep improving on that portfolio. So your portfolios are iterative. It doesn't mean once you work on a project, that's all. You want to keep updating it. And most importantly, you want to incorporate your portfolio or resume, because obviously it's your portfolio. You want to talk about it. That will be what you want you to sell yourself. And that's why personally, on my resume, I have a section of my project where I listed my project and linked to where the project are of what I've worked on. So I think it's actually a good way to go. Incorporate your portfolio on your resume. The last one before my time elapsed, which is pitching yourself. It is very important. It is imperative you learn the act of pitching yourself. Now, I've witnessed a couple of people have that technical know-how. Yes, they know the fanciful algorithms to use. They know all those fanciful stuff. They can do crazy stuff. But when it comes about pitching themselves, when it comes about talking about those projects you've worked on, it becomes a challenge. And that's why it's very important you learn the act of pitching yourself. Now, David Robinson said something, the principal of data science at EP. He said, generally, when I'm evaluating a candidate, said, I'm excited to see what they've shared publicly, even if it is not polished or finished. And sharing anything is almost always better than sharing nothing. So, and that implies that you must learn the art of pitching yourself. Put your work out there, talk about what you've done, share your opinion about the subject matter on LinkedIn, share your opinion about the subject matter on Twitter, on Medium. Even though, yes, there might be flaws in it, people will spot it and make comment. And you in that process, you are learning. So don't be scared or afraid to make that bold step. Share your knowledge. You don't have to get to that point. If you okay, I've not gotten to the level of Boris, or I've not gotten to the level of Rising and the likes. That I don't think I can do any stuff. But it's not true. The little you know, you can actually talk about it. The little you know, you can actually pitch yourself well. So if you learn the art of pitching yourself, like pitch yourself. Somebody once told me, I went for a meetup one day, and the expert told me, said, nobody will blow your whistle for you. And it's the truth. Nobody will shout about you better than yourself. You need to be able to tell people, this is what I do. And that's why I asked that question. What comes to people's mind about you? So it means when I think of Okwe, what do they see? What digital footprint? What message have I engraved in people's hearts about myself on this platform? And that's why I said your GitHub, LinkedIn, Medium, Twitter, there are platforms that are available for you to sell yourself. So feel free to share that knowledge, network, join discussions to share your opinion on the subject matter, even if your knowledge is marginal. So push your project on GitHub and go for meetups. The truth is, the field of data science, it's more of recommendation. It's very easy to recommend someone you've seen his work or you know has done stuff. And where you get to meet like-minded people is where you go for meetups. So go for meetups, even if you think you know what you want to teach. But just go for the essence of networking, for the essence of just talking about yourself, meeting other people, get to know what other people are doing, and get to also talk about what you are doing. And that's just the act of pitching yourself. So don't keep quiet. Now I'll talk briefly about what you should push on this platform. Now, as much as possible, you want to talk about originality. You want to talk about a project you really explore. You don't want to put a project that is readily available on online course. Take an instance, you want to push a Titanic data set. Obviously, a Titanic data set is something most machine learning data science course would use. Iris data set, those are things that are readily available. So you want to push a project that you know is not readily available, is something that would bring your creativity, that will bring your thought process into the project, such that it won't be as though, yes, you just copy somebody's code or you just copy a code that is readily available and you post it on GitHub or something. You want to post a project that you know actually you work on. You took time to actually work and explore the project, not necessarily do some copy paste and upload. So that's just, I have to just rush it because my time is very short. And lastly, my final words. I often tell people that never forget it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So that implies that you won't learn all of machine learning. You won't learn to build that fanciful project in a day. You take a step at a time. You want to learning, keep improving yourself. And that's why there's nobody you meet today, even at their level, they'll still keep telling you, I don't know anything, because it is truth. It's a field we are in. You keep evolving, you keep changing. And that's why you want to keep learning. You want to keep improving yourself. And one way you can show that skill you've been learning, one way you can show that course you've been taking is via a portfolio. So don't get caught up in the loop of courses. As much as possible, it's good to take a few courses just to learn the fundamental concepts. But as much as possible, don't get caught up in that loop of thinking until I take so number of courses, that's when I feel I've known this thing. Your certificate does not matter to recruiter. Yes, take 10 courses on Coursera and upload on your CV. It does not really matter to recruiter. What matters to them is what project have you worked on, and that's where your portfolio comes in. So keep learning. It's a marathon. Day in, your progress, your little progress today, your little progress tomorrow, you keep earning and you keep maximizing and building that skill to become that top-notch data scientist you always admire yourself to be. I don't know if I still have more minutes, Boris.
Not really. Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much, Opeyemi. Thank you. We really appreciate. I mean, this is really mind blowing techniques that everybody are actually looking for. Okay, teach me how to write code, teach me how to this, but they actually don't look at the other part of it. how do you use what you've learned to support an organization and to also help grow their organization and help them reach their vision and their mission. So that's using data science and machine learning. So this is an important concept to help you build your portfolio as a data scientist. And thank you, Opeyemi. The next section is by Charles, carrying out business impact of machine learning. So the link, I posted the link on the YouTube live. That's on the chat, so you can see the link there and join the next section. So thank you, Opeyemi. We really
All
appreciate.
right.
So if you have any question, you can tweet. Opeyemi, your Twitter handle should be
Opiano_1.
okay. So if you follow us on Twitter, yeah, that's it over here. You can always ask him question, or you can put up a question on Twitter and tag Nigeria AI Festival Nigeria, and he will always answer you. Okay. Thank you so much for paying me once again.
Thank you very much.